Hello guys. In today's video I am going to tell you all about K-pop trainee life. I will also give you some information about trainee contract and trainee schedule. But please remember that all the things that I'm going to tell today are based on my research. You can't know exactly what trainee life is until you become one yourself. So if you find me wrong somewhere, please feel free to correct me. So without wasting any time, let's start. Contract length to establish a fair and just relationship between agencies and artists. The South Korean government's Ministry of Culture and Fair Trade Commission recently developed standardized contract terms for all K-pop trainees. According to the standard contract terms, training contracts cannot be more than 3 years long. After the initial period expires, trainees are free to renew for another term if they choose to do so. Training fees. Major K-pop agencies like SM Entertainment and JYP Entertainment provide all training costs free of charge. And also your flight ticket, living cost, school fees, food. According to former trainees, some even supply idols to be with a personal allowance. However, some smaller companies actually charge trainees for training and living costs. If any trainee wants to leave the company before the end of the contract, it is possible that they may ask you to return the money they invested on you. I don't know if it's completely true or not, but there are still chances that this can happen. Basically, it all depends on the company and their contract, so please read and understand the contract carefully before accepting it. If your contract got over but you didn't got to debut, then you don't have to return any money to the company. Training period. A person trained for years before becoming an idol. People say that the average training period is 2 to 5 years. It can be less than this or even more than this. Some train for months and some for even 10 years. Jihyo from Twice trained for almost 10 years. It all depends on the company's decision, often regardless of whether the trainee is talented enough or not. Foreigner can expect to train more than the native Korean speaker. Being closely monitored for height, weight and figure. In many companies, trainee have monthly weight and height checkup to maintain their figure. Ideal weight for a female trainee is under 50 kilograms. It is possible that the company may ask you to get plastic surgery, but remember that it all depends on you. If you want it, then do it, and if you don't want it, then you can definitely say no to them. No one can force you. If you do get plastic surgery, then the money that they spend on you will be added to your debt. Monthly assignment and practices. They may give you assignments on your dancing, singing and rapping skills. This is where they have all their trainees take turns and everybody else watches. It's very high pressure, and these assignments decides whatever you are ready to debut or not. Just live exams in school which determines if you are ready to go in next class or not. Usually, a trainee is assigned a group to debut within the first month or two of joining the company. And the company will wait until all the trainee have passed the assignment before scheduling their debut. Rules. Trainees need to follow some rules such as no dating, no smoking, no underage drinking, and no social media because they are seen as a distraction from the path of debuting. Trainee schedule. Of course, you may have wondered what a trainee schedule looks like. How trainee manages school and practices. So now I'm going to tell you a basic trainee schedule. 8 a.m. School attendance is most of K-pop trainees are students. They should go to school in the morning. Most of the foreign trainees goes to international school or the school that are provided by their company. At their school, they take classes just like the other ordinary students. But maybe some of them usually listen to music during break time to make preparations for their weekly or monthly assignment, as I told before. They sometimes write song lyrics. While there are also some passionate trainees who practice singing and dancing at their school. 5 p.m. Practice after school is over. Trainees go to their practicing rooms. The first thing they do when they arrive at their practicing rooms is give their cell phones and diaries to people who manage them. They get their cell phones back after they finish all the daily lessons because cell phones could be a distraction while practicing. And K-pop trainees usually keep a diary every day to record their learning process. K-pop agencies offer dinner to their trainees. But trainees usually can't eat much because they have to watch their figure. 6 pm. Take lessons after dinner. K-pop trainees take various lessons including singing lessons and dancing lessons. The most basic and important lesson is a singing lesson, and trainees usually take lessons from their vocal trainers one-on-one. And K-pop trainees practice dancing at least more than 1 hour every day. K-pop trainees should take language lessons too. Korean trainees learn various foreign language including English, Chinese and Japanese, while foreign trainees learn Korean. To K-pop trainees, language lessons are as important as singing and dancing lessons because K-pop idols these days should be very active in a variety of foreign countries. That's why they take intensive language lessons. That's not all. They also take personality educations. And on the day when they don't go to school, they do volunteer works too. 10 pm. Personal practice. K-pop trainees usually finish their daily lessons at 10 pm. They can go home at that time. However, many of K-pop trainees don't go home and stay at their practicing rooms to do personal practices. K-pop agencies do not force their trainees to do personal practices, but K-pop trainees voluntarily do personal practices because they have to survive in the fierce competition. Becoming a K-pop trainee doesn't guarantee debut, and only a few trainees who are better than the other trainees can get an actual chance to make a debut. 12 pm. Go back to home or dorm. K-pop trainees go back to their homes or dorms late after this busy schedule. As we know, most of the trainees are students, so most of them complete their homework or prepare for their school test and exam after coming back to their dorms. Being a K-pop idol is hard, and as well as a trainee. So if you are planning to become a K-pop idol, prepare yourself for a lot hard work. If you find this video helpful, then please subscribe to my channel and leave a like and comment. It will really motivates me to make such more useful videos for you.